Well, hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to today's episode of TWC TV. This is quite a show that we have for you today, and whether you're joining us for the first time for TWC TV or coming back again, we are so happy that you're with us today. I'm Stephen Baudouin. I'm the Executive Director of the Washington Chorus and also one of your hosts for today's TWC TV episode. And TWC TV is here as a show that celebrates the joy and the inspiration of singing together. And especially at times like now, we treasure the opportunity that we have with the Washington Chorus to bring all of you together through song. And so today we have quite a show in store for you. And there are many things that make today's show so special. Probably one of the first reasons that you're all here is that we are announcing today our season of programs and concerts ahead. And folks, this is going to be a season unlike anything we've ever done before. A lot of surprises, some unique creative programs and concerts that we can't wait to share with you today. And it's also, believe it or not, the Washington Chorus's 60th anniversary season. So a lot to celebrate, some creative ways we're looking back and also looking forward. And the third thing, and perhaps the most important thing, is that today we welcome officially our new artistic director, Dr. Eugene Rogers. And Eugene has a bold vision, a lot of innovation, a lot of creativity for what's ahead this season. So we're going to welcome Eugene. We're going to reveal our season of programs, and we're going to meet some of our collaborating artists. We have a whole collection today of collaborating artists that we can't wait to introduce you to. So let's get started. We're gonna get things kicked off with Eugene, and we wanted to share with you a welcome video that we just shared online recently to celebrate Eugene and to welcome him to DC. So let's roll that video. So with that, please join me in welcoming our artistic director, Dr. Eugene Rogers. Eugene, welcome.
Hello. Gosh, I love that video.
You enjoy that?
It just warms my heart. I mean it. You know how I feel about that. I screamed and cried the first time I saw it.
Well, we loved putting that together for you, and special thanks to our friends at the band Pink Martini for allowing us use of their performance of that song. That was a lot of fun to put together. So welcome. We are so thrilled to have you as part of TWC, and welcome again.
Thank you. I'm so excited about our time together. And as you can imagine, choral music colleagues and in the arts in general all around the world, this is, everybody's trying to be creative. And I see this really as an opportunity to have a new way forward. And so I've been very impressed with the way we as an organization have been able to reimagine our season. I'm excited to share with all of our guests today.
Yeah, well, this is that moment where we get to do the big reveal and share these programs with folks. So today we're going to share out what these programs are and hear from you and hear from some of these collaborators. Now, certainly, Eugene, if you rewind the tape back to February when you were appointed, this is maybe not the season that we had in mind.
No.
No, not the season we had in mind, and obviously we're working to evolve and be creative, but what's underneath all of this for you? So when you think about the way that we've had to pivot and change, what's been the biggest inspiration for you as we put together these programs that are so different than what we had in mind?
Well, I think more than ever, everyone has to think about unique ways to stay connected to their communities and their mission. I think that for me, you have to remind yourself of that, and I think that's key. And I know that that's what we have tried to do as we've thought about the season. Choral music gives us an opportunity really like nothing else to tell stories from so many disparate perspectives, and allows us to really engage with today's most pertinent issues. These digital platforms open up that possibility for us, and it allows us to have, I think, more artistic collaborations and really presenting things in ways that we probably wouldn't have done before COVID-19. So I'm definitely looking at this as an opportunity for a new way forward. And it's been challenging, but yet very inspiring.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's been terrific to put these programs together, and um, so there's so many elements to this season. There are new commissions that the Washington Chorus has commissioned. One of them we're going to talk about today, from Damian Jeter, who is a terrific, fast rising American composer, and we're going to talk about this project called Cantata for a More Hopeful Tomorrow. We're going to talk about that project. Commissions from Bob Schaefer, our former artistic director, who's writing a new carol for Christmas. The commissions are part of this, and then creative ways to tell stories. You talked about the importance of telling stories. This cantata will include a film component with Bob Berg, and we're going to talk about that. And people are going to hear from Damien and hear from Bob. So it makes me think about some of the values that underlie all of this: inclusive excellence and innovation. We talk a lot in our work about the importance of having values and beliefs.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah, say more about why inclusive excellence, why innovation, and how do those show up for us this season?
Well, for me, if it's less than excellent if it's not inclusive.
Mhm.
And to me, when it is, it in turn makes room for amazing innovation. I don't see those things as being separate at all. And it's one of the things that has attracted me the most about the Washington Chorus, is knowing that that was going to be some of our new way forward: inclusive excellence and innovation. And I hope we've achieved that with the seasonal offerings. I know it has driven our work together thus far, and we've tried to really display that through various varied artistic collaborations and projects that folks will hear about today. I'm really excited about the new voices, the diverse voices that we're bringing to the table this season. So
Yeah, me
I
too.
can't wait to
Yeah,
share.
I know, me too. Well, let's get into it, because the very first project, the very first artistic project, is this cantata by Damian Jeter, and we'll talk about that. But before that, we have a virtual gala, a virtual birthday bash. So the TWC 60th birthday bash is going to be a virtual fundraising event, and it is Saturday, October 3rd. And this is going to be something unusual for us, right? That we're doing some online performances, auction, finding some fun ways to celebrate our 60th birthday. What are you looking forward to with the birthday bash?
Well, I'm looking forward to hosting a party. That's first of all,
Me too.
and
Yeah.
I expect to see you in your fancy digs. And I also look forward to. I hear there may be a special duet happening. I won't give away too much, but I'm looking forward to that as well, and connecting with our community. I mean, I've felt so welcomed by the board and the staff, and it's going to be a great evening, folks. You don't want to miss that either.
Yeah, that's right. So the 60th birthday bash is going to be Saturday, October 3rd. One of the things that makes it really unique for us is that there's no price of admission. So anybody here and across the globe, right?
Absolutely. I'm hoping to have friends from Asia and Europe all join us. There's no reason why everyone around, we're going to set it at a time that will be perfectly capable for everyone. It may be a little late for some of our friends or early, depending on where they are, but anyone can join us, and we hope they will. We've got a lot of surprises.
That's great. And I think we have some really fun ways that we're going to get into the birthday spirit, some songs and other things that we have up our sleeve. So I'm really excited for the birthday bash coming up on Saturday, October 3rd. It's going to be a great way to start the season. One of the first ways that people will have a chance to get to know more about you and meet you. I heard there may be an after party with a DJ online.
Ooh.
That's in the works too? Okay.
Very nice.
We have a costume change from the main party to the after party. So we're so looking forward to that. And that's on October 3rd. And then right after that, we get into our first big artistic project of the season. And in just a minute, we're going to actually have a chance to meet Damien Jeter, right? The composer of this work called Cantata for a More Hopeful Tomorrow. We're going to have a chance to meet Damien and also one of our star Metropolitan Opera star singers who is guest vocalist with that. And to tee this up, we wanted to share some of Damien's music. And so we're going to share a clip now of a work by Damien Jeter called The Talk. And this was a work premiered by the Resonance Ensemble, led by Kathy Fitzgibbon, who you'll also meet on today's TWC TV. So please enjoy this excerpt of a work by Damien Jeter, who is the composer of a new work that we've commissioned called Cantata for a Hopeful Tomorrow, an excerpt from his work called The Talk.
Keep your hands within your hands. Keep your hands within your hands. Keep your hands where they can see them. Keep your hands where they can see them. Keep your hands where they can see them.
Wasn't that amazing? I am so pleased to welcome to our TWC community this year, opera singer and composer, Mr. Damien Jeter, and the award-winning soprano, Mrs. Andy Moore. Please welcome them. Yes, welcome both of you. Honestly, I am just overjoyed to be introducing you both and having you be a part of my first season here with the Washington Chorus. Each of us, in case you all don't know this, those of you watching, each of us has roots in the DMV area. And I'm incredibly excited and honored to work with you both. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
I originally commissioned Damien Jeter to write us a symphonic work that would be premiered both by the Washington Chorus and the University of Michigan. But once COVID-19 hit, we here at the Washington Chorus immediately asked him to work with us on this new project. I am so excited, Damien. I want you to take a minute. Would you tell us about your new work, the Cantata for a More Hopeful Tomorrow?
Yeah, the Cantata for a More Hopeful Tomorrow is a 5-movement work, which is based on the Bach cantata Weinen, Klagen, Sorgen, Zagen. There's a Passacaglia that starts in the first chorus that is sort of interwoven in all of the movements. And my hope was that we would be able to move sort of like, get some human interaction involved, in that we move from fear to hopeful. And so whatever that process is, for me, I mean, it is a very personal piece, because when I think about times when I'm feeling a little bit anxious, I think about the steps that I take in order for me to get to that next point. And so this cantata is sort of a musical rendition of that. So each movement is a different step towards that more hopeful outset.
I love that. I obviously will, as we get closer to the actual premiere, we'll definitely bring you back and talk more about it. But what are you most proud of in this composition?
Most proud of? I think I'm honestly the most proud of the fact that I was able to use that passacaglia in every single movement. And not always in its original form. You know,
Yes.
there are times when it's like inverted and played in retrograde and all these funny things. But there are times when I was, you know, doing the sketches for the movements and I thought, I don't know how I'm gonna use this in this one, but magic happens and it works. I'm really proud of the collaboration with the writers. There's some phenomenal poets in this. Megan Levad and Aminata Say, as well as Walt Whitman. So I'm really proud of the text and how I was able to sort of set that text and musically show the meaning behind those texts.
And I have to say, though, folks, again, they'll hear it soon, the pacing, I think, of each movement, it's really perfectly crafted. There's not, you know, sometimes people just go on a little too long, and this is, I mean, it's just perfect. And I can't wait to begin this. For those who don't know, the chorus will be learning all of this virtually, and obviously the presentation will be a virtual one as well. And we get excited to tell you more about that. But I want to move on now to Miss Andi, who is my longtime friend and colleague, because the work is scored for SATB chorus, cello solo, as well as soprano soloists. And I couldn't think of another soprano in the DMV area with whom I'd rather work with than Miss Andi Moore, this award-winning soprano. First of all, Andi, hello.
Hi.
And congrats on your Met Opera solo debut in this most recent production. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is this your first appearance with the Washington Chorus?
It is. It is.
And you're from the DMV area, of course, but had you heard them before now?
Oh, yeah. No, I've heard of them, of course, because, you know, I was a young artist at the Kennedy Center.
Yes.
I was one of the young artists there. So, of course, we definitely know about the Washington Chorus.
But we're excited. I am excited to have you have your debut with me.
Me too, and I'm so glad you are home. Come on, honey. I'm so glad. This is where I live here now. So it's like when I saw the announcement, I was like, look at my people.
Well, you, Andi, you and my mother both are quite excited.
I know.
Andi, can you just tell me what excites you most about being a part of this project?
You know, to be honest, when I read through the score, I thought, oh, this is right up my alley because I'm a Christian. And the soprano solo starts with "I want Jesus to walk with me," and so with all of what's going on in this pandemic, and you know the being virtual, I meditate, and so to start with "I want Jesus to walk with me," it just resonates so much with me and with my Christianity, and to be able to share and give that to people because right now a lot of people need hope. It's just so much going on. And this piece is just right on time.
Absolutely.
I am just so impressed with Damien because we did Porgy it together at the Met. He was the Undertaker and I'm the Strawberry Woman. He didn't say nothing that he was composed, honey. Didn't speak a word. So when I'm looking through the score and I'm like, composer, Damien Jeter. I was like, is this the Damien from the
Yes, it is.
Robert can sing. I mean, he can sing. And so then I began
I'm blushing.
Honey, you wrote a fantastic work.
Yes, he did.
I had time to study it and I'm like, ooh. And I feel like you wrote it just for me. Like you knew me before all of this, you know?
Well,
so I'm excited.
It's going to be beautiful. And I know everybody will be anxious to hear your beautiful voice and to hear this amazing new work. Thank you both for being here with us today. I look forward to having you back as we get closer to the premiere.
Sounds
You're
good.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
This is such an exciting project, everybody. Tickets are on sale now. The virtual premiere of this will be November 14th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We hope you'll buy your tickets now and tune in. You don't want to miss this. Next, we will hear from Mr. Bob Berg, who is an award-winning filmmaker who has won a national Emmy and 65 regional Emmys for his amazing work. He is also a dear friend and a colleague who most recently is known for his work in producing and filming the powerful documentary and performance of Joel Thompson's 7 Last Words of the Unarmed.
Well, hello again, folks, and I am so thrilled to introduce you now to one of our really treasured collaborators this season. Please join me in welcoming to TWC TV filmmaker Bob Berg. Bob, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thanks, Stephen.
We are so thrilled to have you with us today and to have you as part of this groundbreaking season. Bob, we just had a chance to see an excerpt from a very special project from the 7 Last Words of the Unarmed, the documentary that you created. And Bob, it is just so beautifully filmed, beautifully shot and edited. And thank you so much to you and your entire team for working on that. What a project.
It was an honor to be asked to be a part of that. When I first heard that music that Eugene and the Glee Club had performed, I knew it was very important music. And the university backed it by saying, we want to get this word out and do something bigger than a live concert. And Eugene, I've got to thank him immensely for letting me kind of create a vision and go along with it. And we collaborated very well. And all I wanted to do was create as strong a film as that message was and how much they had already worked on it. And Joel Thompson, who created the music, composed it. The biggest struggle was trying to create a film that matched the work that they had already done. And I was very happy with it. And I'm pleased at how relevant it still is today.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it seems that Bob, you have an appetite then for these film and music collaborations, which is why we're talking today, because we're so thrilled and honored to be working with you now on a film and music collaboration with the Washington Chorus. And our audience just had a chance to hear from Damien Jeter, the composer of Cantata for a More Hopeful Tomorrow, and from Andy Moore, who's the soprano soloist in that work. And so this is a special work, this Cantata for a More Hopeful Tomorrow. We're going to premiere it in November, and it's special for so many reasons, one of which is that we're commissioning not only the music from Damien, but also the film, that there's a new story that is going to be told that you are creating with your team through film. And so I know our audience would love to hear, what is this story? What is this film that we're going to experience?
Again, I wanted to thank you guys for asking me to be a part of it, and I look forward to the opportunity. The idea is incredible, and the piece of music that I've heard from Damien matches that. And again, I've got the struggle to try and create a film that matches what you guys have already decided to do. And the timing couldn't have been more appropriate with the struggles that go on, that we've all gone on with, especially the last year, but even years prior to that. And so the film idea, once I got the basic concept from you all, I came up with the idea of trying to tell the story in today's terms, where we'll meet an elderly gentleman who the audience will find out has coronavirus, and it appears as if he's given up on life, and we're waiting for him to struggle through his last days. And we'll also get to meet the people in his life, and primarily his wife, who is doing all she can separate from him because she can't be there to try and bring him back. And we'll learn that music has been a huge part of his life from the day he was born until the present day where he might be living the last final days. And we'll get to see how music will be used to bring him back, and how his wife knows that music is so important, and that will be the thing that brings him back to life with hope for the future. And I kind of hope that this will resonate with our entire audience. And things are going to be better. They may not look great today, but they will become better, and we all have to believe that. And so that's the basic storyline.
Wow. Well, I remember, Bob, one of the first meetings that we had to get some of these ideas going, and after you had a chance to hear more from Damien and Eugene and I, and you started talking, and you shared this concept of a story inspired by COVID-19, a story that starts from a dark place, a difficult place, but moves to a more hopeful place. And just so everyone knows, this is a real film production. I mean, you're hiring actors, and you're going to be filming, I think even coming to DC to film part of this. Is that right?
That's right. So we'll film part of it here in Michigan, but the bulk of it will be with the chorus, and we figured a way to safely record the choral group and place them into this storyline, and it'll help bring out the story and help tell it well, but keep it relevant to what's going on today.
Yeah. November 14th is right around the corner for the premiere of this. This is not a lot of time to have commissioned a new work and then to commission a new film. So I know we're going to have another chance to hear from you, maybe many more chances to hear from you prior to the premiere on November 14th. But Bob, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for your creative contributions. Cantata for a more hopeful tomorrow, music by Damien Jeter, film by Bob Berg. This is going to be a really special presentation, and we are so happy to be collaborating with you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking with you. I just wanted to leave you with a quick quote that I remember when I interviewed Eugene Rogers for the other documentary about Seven Last Words, that he made a statement that has always stuck with me. And his statement was, with the division in our world today, he's convinced that if we have a chance of saving the world and uniting it, it's going to be through music. He truly believes that, and that truly struck a chord with me. I hate to be using it that way, but I think this is just another extension of that. I think how music can truly save the world and unite it. So thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Absolutely. I can't wait, Bob. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks. Take care.
All right. Well, folks, we're going to keep the program moving right along today. Loved hearing from Bob and from Damien and Andy. And right now we're going to turn it over to three very special guests that we're thrilled to have as part of the Washington Chorus's 60th anniversary season. So this moment is a really unique moment because it gives us an opportunity to find ways to be more connected than ever before, especially around the country and around the world. So what we're going to do now is introduce a really special partnership that we've created with Berkshire Choral International. Berkshire Choral International is a world-renowned choral festival that brings together the best choral conductors from across the globe to work with singers and have very unique musical experiences everywhere. And so we're going to be welcoming to our program today three terrific conductors actually. Frank Namehauser, who is the music director of Berkshire Choral International, Dr. Catherine Fitzgibbon, who is the Director of Choral Activities at Lewis and Clark College, and Rob Eistad, who is the Music Director at Pacific Chorale. And they are going to talk with Eugene Rogers to preview a virtual open sings project that we are collaborating with Berkshire Choral International on for this season. So with that, take it away, Eugene.
Thank you, Stephen. And I can't even begin to describe to our folks what a joy it is to be collaborating with the Berkshire Choral International and my wonderful colleagues who are here with us today. So please join me in welcoming Frank, Kathy, and Rob, everyone. Welcome you all to the TWC TV. Frank, I know you've been with the BCI organization since 1986, is that correct?
That's right, yes.
And you have hosted so many conductors over the years.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear from you what makes this collaboration particularly interesting.
Well, in this day and age and during this time, what a wonderful opportunity to give your singers and our singers and those who may be participating and listening in an opportunity to sing. We all miss singing, and we all miss singing together. And how wonderful to collaborate with your organization and draw from the greater Washington area and our organization, geographically a bit more widespread, but just a wonderful opportunity to sing.
Absolutely, and hopefully even more with our West Coast friends that we have on the air, and hopefully all of our colleagues around the world. To those watching today, our sings will take place in August, October, and December, and everyone, I mean, yes, that means you. Everyone is invited to join us for these sings. Preceding each virtual sing will be a brief overview of each work and sort of a basic rehearsal to highlight some of the more challenging moments. Later in the week, we will host then a complete sing/run through of the work to a wonderful recording selected by each conductor. In August, I will have the good fortune of leading us through Durafle's beautiful setting of his Requiem, and Dr. Kathy Fitzgibbon will be conducting us in October. Kathy, hello, welcome.
Hi, Eugene. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I'm wondering if you could tell us a bit more about your repertoire for the October sing.
Absolutely. So I have chosen 3 pieces by 3 phenomenal living composers. All 3 are African American and are emphasizing in their work a kind of a hope for the future through both sacred and secular means. And I'm really excited about all 3 of them. The first one is Adolphus Hailstork's work, I Will Lift Up Mine Eyes, which is an amazing work for orchestra, choir, and killer tenor soloist part. I should say the fun part of this sing is you can sing along with the tenor soloist part if you want. There are no rules, so feel free. And it's a really wonderful 3-movement cantata. And fun fact, I first sang it as an intern at the Berkshire Choral Festival in 1997. So that's how I first learned that piece. And so it's kind of coming full circle for me in a really, really fun way.
And he's a DMV composer.
Sorry?
He's a DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia composer.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Nice to have that connection too.
Absolutely. And the second work is a brand new work by Rollo Dilworth, an amazing conductor, composer, colleague. And he's written a work called Credo, which sets 3 texts by W.E.B. Du Bois that are really social justice oriented. And they are really inspiring, really uplifting. And the music is terrific. It draws upon different traditionally African-American genres. There's a jazz movement, a blues movement, and a gospel movement, and they are just really terrific music. I'm excited to get to know this piece. And then we'll close with Bernice Johnson Reagan's wonderful work, I Remember, I Believe. Yes. So I think it'll be a really exciting program, and I'm just so thrilled to be part of highlighting these 3 wonderful works.
Oh, absolutely. You know, she's also Sweet Honey in the Rock from the DC
Of course,
area.
DC. So see, exactly.
I
got the Eastern Seaboard going on too,
absolutely.
Rollo and Philly. I mean, yeah, exactly.
I admired your work so much with the Resonance Ensemble and their emphasis on social justice. And so I'm glad to have you be a part of this. I'm also excited to introduce my dear friend, Dr. Rob Eisted, who is leading us through Handel's Messiah. And Rob, I'd love for you to just tell us about your experience with this work and maybe even a favorite memory or funny story about your time with the Handel's Messiah.
Well, I love Handel's Messiah, and we're offering this sing in December, which is the perfect time to gather a community together in song. I think that this particular work, especially at that time of year, can be inspiring for all of us. In Southern California here, we have a wonderful tradition of Messiah sing-alongs. My friend Grant puts one on at Disney Hall. I, for years, conducted the Messiah sing-along in my city of Long Beach. And this year, before everything happened, I was set to conduct a sing-along with my dear friends at Pacific Chorale and Pacific Symphony. So I am thrilled that we get to do this, and I can tell you that I think I have prepared this piece for more conductors than I can remember, to be honest. But I have scores for each time that I've prepared the piece, and I have ripped off great ideas from each conductor every time. So then I have this little master score of this treasure trove of rip-offs, if you will, from all of my time with Messiah.
Nuggets,
So,
they're nuggets, not rip-offs.
well, they are not. I mean, they've actually inspired me to hear the piece in a different way, and so I'm excited to take the piece and to find a way to bring us together in a synthesis of Handel's score. And I think 45 minutes. And so I'm looking forward to working with you and Frank and all my friends at BCI and the Washington Chorus to create a really special moment for all of us. We all are going to need to sing some Handel, I think. And
as Kathy said, all those arias and resses that people want to sing, they can sing along.
How many times have we sat in a choir and the person next to us is humming along, with the people that walked in darkness? It's like,
exactly. And I can't wait to hear some of those gems from also those many conductors that you've worked for in preparing this work. Rob, it's so good to have you be a part of this season with us.
I am honored. Eugene, congratulations on your first season as the artistic director of the Washington Chorus. We are all so excited for you and excited to see what joy you'll bring to this wonderful organization.
Thank you. The support of good friends and colleagues means the world. It's actually pretty rare for four conductors, right, to collaborate like this. And I'm so honored that Frank and the BCI community agreed to collaborate with the Washington Chorus to share with such wonderful, talented colleagues. I want to remind everyone listening tonight that you can get tickets now for all of these concerts and all of these sings. I think for each of these sings, they're $15 for each individual sing, or you can get all three of them for $40. And so no matter where you live, should join us. You can and you should join us. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Kathy and Rob, for being here today. I look forward to continuing our conversations together before each of our sings. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Christmas is such a special time for our TWC community. I feel honored to be able to continue this amazing tradition, and I'm excited to announce that we will be continuing our TWC Candlelight Christmas as a virtual concert in the beautiful Strathmore Hall. Our concert this year will be a combination of performances in Strathmore by a chamber TWC ensemble and organist extraordinaire Paul Bysant Jr. This will also include full virtual choir performances by the entire TWC chorus. And as the chorus celebrates its 60th season in song, I wanted to have a bit of a retrospective with songs that we have grown to love over the years and include new compositional voices. During this concert, we will feature two new pieces. One will be a new holiday carol by our esteemed conductor emeritus of the Washington Chorus, Maestro Robert Schaefer. his piece is called To You This Night, which will use a 19th century English translation by Catherine Winkworth of a poem by Martin Luther, originally entitled Von Himmel hoch. The second piece we are premiering is an arrangement of a wonderful new holiday tune called Preparing for the Prince of Peace. And this is arranged by my dear friend and colleague, composer, Mr. J. David Moore. Welcome, David, to the Washington Chorus.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to see you all.
It's so great to have you be a part of our Candlelight Christmas. Can you tell everybody just about the piece, what folks can look forward to hearing, and even about its inception, if you like?
Well, this is a song that you sent to me. Apparently, it was written by a Michigan alum many years ago, and it was written as a solo piece, as a Christmas carol that he would sing. The composer would sing by himself a cappella. It has kind of a nostalgic sort of Perry Como, Andy Williams kind of feel to it. It's got a joyful refrain to it that I expect people will be singing along once the piece is over. And then the verses really talk about just the excitement and happiness of family Christmases. The piece doesn't actually have sleigh bells in it, but you kind of, it might as well have.
You definitely hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just love it. And I think it's going to become an audience favorite because what folks will hear this year will be a piano setting of this with baritone, soloists, and the chorus. But next year, you know, hopefully when we're back live, they'll hear it with brass, timpani, and organ, and full chorus. And so this is just a little preview of what it actually will be in the end. But I think you've done wonders, really, with this original.
Thank you.
Michael Brinkman is the composer who paid for this arrangement as a gift in kind to the Washington Chorus. And so we're very excited to premiere this carol. Thank you, David. I think this will be an absolute favorite in the choral community and definitely of the Washington Chorus.
Well, I can't wait to hear it.
Another important part of the Washington Chorus Candlelight Christmas is our side-by-side youth program. Each year, the Washington Chorus celebrates an outstanding local high school chorus to partner with during this Candlelight Christmas concert. And I'm so pleased to say that Duke Ellington School of the Arts and their chair of the vocal music program, Dr. Monique Holmes Spells, has agreed to be our esteemed guest for this concert. Dr. Spells, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
And for those who don't know, also, Dr. Spells is also a section leader, soloist, and member of Sphinx Organization's Exigence vocal ensemble, and a longtime friend. And so this is really, I have to say, an exciting debut with me to have this be shared with you. Monique, I want to know just what excites you most about joining us on this Candlelight Christmas virtual concert?
Well, I'll first say that anytime that you bring me in on any project, I'm excited because of the artist that you are. So thank you first for this opportunity. The other thing that makes me so excited is the opportunity to remind our students about the power and the impact that they have through the demonstration of their artistic talents and abilities. This time has been difficult for many, and sometimes our students feel like they're no longer able to fully express themselves. So this experience will completely change that. It will remind them who they are, why we do what we do. And to date, we've only been able to accomplish virtual performances on a smaller scale. And I believe there is no better teacher than experience. So them having this opportunity now to really see how intricate things can get when trying to create a quality piece of work virtually will be such an important learning tool. But we want to remind our students that their gifts matter. And when they get the opportunity to display those gifts, people are blessed because of it.
Absolutely. Their gifts definitely matter. And I can't tell you already how many members of the Washington Chorus, and we said we're pairing with the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. I mean, there's a lot of excitement from our chorus. You all should also know that the Duke Ellington School of the Arts Concert Choir and the Washington Chorus will be combining on Dr. Roland Carter's arrangement of Mary Had a Baby. And you don't want to miss that. That is an amazing arrangement that Duke Ellington has done for years, but it will be new for our chorus. And to see them together is going to be a real treat. Well, thank you both. I cannot wait to premiere your arrangement, David, and Dr. Holmes Spells to share this experience with you in the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. Next, everyone, you will hear a clip of the Washington Chorus performing an original work by one of our former conductors, Julian Wachner. His piece called An October Garden.
And so, folks, it is my pleasure to welcome to TWC TV Rome Prize-winning American poet Samia Bashir. Samia, welcome to TWC TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm so excited to be here with both of you and all of you. The whole conversation is exciting, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Oh, we are so. This is really kind of amazing and unusual. And it's, you've had a chance to hear from some of these other collaborators.
Yes, amazingly talented. And I'm a collaborative artist for sure. I love working with people. This is why I'm sitting here loving hanging out and having a conversation with you all. And the way you're bringing people together to make new work, beautiful work, old work, new, each other new, is really, it's important.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, let's dive right into it. So this is the first conversation we're going to have with you. Certainly will not be the last as we get ready to premiere this work that you have helped to bring to life. So let's take people to the beginning. Samia, what we've done here is we've commissioned you as a writer, as a poet, to write a new text, and then Julian Wachner to write a piece of music to this text. And the piece is called "Here's the Thing." So how did this thing come to life?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know. I had this saying up in my studio in Rome that was just kind of like, have you even been outside? Like, there's a lot happening in our world in the last, I'm just going to say 20 years. And so there's trying to kind of place oneself, describe oneself, have a conversation with someone else or be in we can't even see people's faces anymore, and there's something that's not new about masks for us too, so it's I don't know, it's just kind of a lot to sit with and think through, and for us to be kind of a full circle of the strangest year ever of working on and making this thing and creating and building different relationships with Julian, reconnecting with you. So excited to meet you. It's, what I mean? It's been quite a process and exactly what I love doing.
Awesome. Great. Eugene?
Samia, I'd love for you to just go a little bit further. And I'm curious if it is the case, I'm wondering how, because you were in Italy, obviously when COVID-19 really hit our world, I'm curious if or how that affected Here's the Thing, your work on that poem.
Of course. I mean, I worked on it in Rome. We secured the commission right before I left for Rome, and I started thinking about it and working on it. And there was back and forth, and there was a lot of kind of still time. That it was moving to Rome was a very kind of heavy lifting thing, you know. And so life was just crazy, and little bits. And I just remember by the winter when I had on my wall like these giant yellow, I had a whole storyboard thing of this, and I remember like would trade pictures with Julian, and you know, kind of words and sounds and things like that. But coming back here is kind of like everything kind of went, you know, and he moved and I moved and we had to, you know, it's very interesting, but it's, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So this work, here's the thing, the poem that you wrote, music that Julian has written. We had initially hoped to premiere the full work this season in person and in performance at the Kennedy Center. The world has different ideas about what that's going to look like for us, but I know Eugene is working and thinking about a way to premiere an excerpt of it online, and then to preserve the full premiere of the full orchestral work for the Kennedy Center, hopefully in the fall of 21. So Samia, when the audience hears this work for the first time, what do you hope that they will experience when they hear it?
Well, it's so interesting for the first time, right? Especially if the first time is this kind of in our virtual space. That you know, I really do believe that this moment of this disrupting moment of virtuality actually offers us something. And so the piece, when you think about playing the piece live, I mean, it is a very complicated piece. It's for, you know, hundreds of instruments and hundreds of singers each. If you then say, what does it mean to kind of back this up? You know, when he was trading music with me, and we were doing words and music and sound, you know, it's just the keyboard, and you kind of imagine the rest of it, and you listen for the rest of it. And so the kind of excerpt is also kind of broken down in a way that I think really gets at what the essential kind of beating heart of the piece is. And I think that that's also exciting and also interesting to be part of the conversation. That is, how do you create a piece right now that then you have to figure out how to stage in a moment when you can't stage anything, but the world needs music also. So
Yeah. Oh, it sure does. It sure does. And that reminds me, separate but related. Eugene, I wonder if you could share a little bit about a series that we are going to launch this year,
Sure.
called Mahogany. And I know Samia, you wanted to hear about this too.
Well, I am pleased. You know, one of the things that deeply interests me when I was fortunate enough to be offered the job at the Washington Chorus was finding ways to bring as many diverse voices to the table as possible, as well as really celebrate the roots, if you will, in the history of Washington, D.C. And so I am pleased to announce that in addition to our virtual concert programs, we'll be launching our Mahogany series. And this series will be an annual program that highlights the artistic and musical contributions of the Black, Latinx, and American Indian communities. This year, this will be featured throughout our programming and in a few virtual conversations and interviews that really highlight the depth of culture in the DMV area and my own background as an African American. And this all makes me very excited to start this new series with our TWC community. So be on the lookout, everybody. Mahogany series.
That is so exciting.
So exciting.
I can't wait to see where the series goes. And there's so much, you know, the music, the stories, literature, so many ways to bring so many art forms into this conversation.
Yeah.
And Samia, I know today is just a preview of what's to come with you and with Here's the Thing. But thank you for coming to us today from the Cape, from your beautiful situation there in the Cape.
Situations, yes.
And we're so thrilled that we have a chance to collaborate with you. We can't wait to share your amazing words, your really beautiful poetry with everyone when we premiere the excerpt, and then of course when we get to the other side of this thing and can bring everyone together to share the entire premiere. So thank you for being with us and for being part of our community.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Samia.
So nice to meet you, Eugene. This is already wonderful, and it's just about to get more wonderful. So thank you.
Well, folks, believe it or not, we are almost at the end of our show today. there are so many amazing things that we had a chance to hear today, that we had a chance to learn about, so many terrific artists we had a chance to meet. I don't know about you, but I am just pretty amazed by this season that we have in store. And so before we close, we just want to recap for you one final time the shows that we have in store from now to December, and some of the concepts, some of the ideas of what's to come beyond that. So we're kicking off our season with our 60th birthday bash. And this is a terrific global series of global house parties around the world. You can join in the fun. Anyone can sign up for free to host a house party as part of our birthday bash. Just go to thewashingtonchorus.org, and that is October 3rd. And then right on the heels of that, we have the world premiere of a really exceptional work, Cantata for a More Hopeful Tomorrow, by composer Damien Jeter and filmmaker Bob Berg on November 14th. Before either of those events, way back in September, we actually officially kick off the season with the start of our virtual Open Sing series. So these are a series, as you heard, of 3 open sings with Dr. Eugene Rogers leading the first, then Catherine Fitzgibbon leading the second, and ending with a Messiah sing-along with Rob Eistad. You can sign up for 1, 2, or all 3 of those if you'd like. And then in December, we bring back our Candlelight Christmas show live from the Music Center at Strathmore with Duke Ellington High School, with a beautiful, intimate, socially distanced concert live at Strathmore. And then head into the spring, and who knows what the spring may bring, whether we're in person or online. But whether we are in person or coming to you online, the Mahogany series is going to kick off this year. Some terrific opportunities to hear more new music from poet Samia Bashir and composer Julian Walkner. And now I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the merch. In case you missed it, we have some merch, and I'm going to model one of these pieces. In case you haven't seen the TWC face mask, this is, do the kids still say on fleek? I don't know if that's, did the kids still say that? I don't know, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. You can buy TWC branded face masks online at thewashingtonchorus.org. There's this amazing manuscript from, I won't tell you what it's from. You'll be able to guess perhaps if you're an enterprising music lover. And there's one other thing we wanted to tell you about. Eugene, tell us about membership and how we're expanding the idea of how people can be part of TWC.
Yes, there's one last announcement tonight that's really a first time for the Washington Chorus. During this COVID era, we are aware more than ever of our connection as human beings and artists. Our season, as you heard, is basically a virtual one, and you can enjoy our season by watching and supporting our programs, but we are also opening our auditions and membership during this virtual era to any interested singer in the world. Yes, you can become a TWC global virtual member of our chorus and work with me in the chorus, even if you live in South Africa, North Carolina, Europe, you name the location. All you need to do is audition online, attend our rehearsals and be a part of our virtual performances, 1 or more of them. And once we're past the COVID era, we do plan to have a culminating performance either at the end of this season or the beginning of next year, where we can invite all of our virtual global members to join us to perform 1 or more of the works we learned during this era. We hope anyone watching this tonight will consider sending in your audition materials, or invite a friend or someone you know whose choir may have canceled their season or that would love to be a part of these 2020-21 virtual projects that you heard about tonight. Please join us. We'd love to have you be a part of our TWC community.
That sounds amazing. So what about Estonia? Can I submit from Estonia?
Yes, as long as you pass that audition, we'd love to have you.
What about Toronto?
Toronto is absolutely welcome. We don't discriminate. Anyone from anywhere.
Buenos Aires? Is it?
Hey, time zone. We rehearse on an Eastern time zone, so as long as everyone takes consideration those rehearsal times.
And rehearsals will be conducted in English, so it is
English will be the working language. Yes.
English will be the working language, but that's terrific. What an amazing. You know, I know this is a recent development for us, but what an amazing opportunity for people to build their community of singers
Yes.
and folks that they love to connect with through song. And
Yes.
we love all of our TWC members. Don't get us
Absolutely.
wrong. I mean, everyone that is part of the TWC community, we love and cherish tremendously. And several of our community members have already been saying, you know, I have singers in the US or around the globe. Can they be part of this? So this is an amazing opportunity.
Yes, they can. We're not getting rid of anybody. We're just adding a few more chairs to the table.
I love that. We'll make it. We're going to make a bigger table.
Absolutely. I want to be a part of that party.
Eugene, today has been an amazing joy.
Yes, it has. What great colleagues and artists. I mean, I feel so honored to work with you, Bobby and Emma and Kara and the board and all of our wonderful community. I mean, I feel very fortunate to be a part of this amazing organization.
Well, we are so this is a 60th anniversary season unlike anything we've ever done before. I was reflecting actually right before we started this show tonight. You know, it is everything that we're planning and that we're putting forth this season is, I think, you know, there's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of boldness, there's some great ideas, but it's also very much in character with the Washington Chorus. You know, this is the chorus that was the Washington Chorus was the first American chorus to win a Grammy Award for Best Choral Performance on a what's the term, on a non-label. Yeah, on a non-label in 2000 with the terrific Britain War Requiem. You know, we were the first American chorus to do that. And we only qualified because, you know, we were distributing through Amazon, which was a new concept at the time, you know.
Very new concept at the time.
Very new concept at the time. You know, this is the chorus that has commissioned composers for, you know, 60 years, from new voices like Joel Puckett to terrific folks like our own Julian Wachner. And Elena Ruhr and many, many more folks. This is the chorus that is the oldest independently operating symphonic chorus in DC. You know, we have these amazing traditions as part of our history, and I know you never imagined your first season out would be like this, but I am so excited for what's ahead.
I am too. I was looking at my notes from what our original season was going to be, and I thought, oh yeah, I forgot about that. But you know, I'm so excited for the flexibility, and I think all that we hope to offer together. So here we go.
Here we go, and people can go online. All of you watching, you can go online right now and purchase tickets to any of these shows. So the virtual open sings, those are open for sale now. Virtual tickets to the Cantata for a More Hopeful Tomorrow on sale now. We're doing three streams of the Candlelight Christmas live from Strathmore. Those are on sale now. All of those tickets, by the way, are only $15. All tickets for all of our digital programs from now to December, $15.
That's a great deal.
Really. We want everyone to come play. We want everyone to experience TWC, and we're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to do some some social hours before or after some of these programs. We're gonna, we have some ideas about little gift boxes that you can add on to your Candlelight Christmas thing to get some sing-along songbooks and other goodies at home. So we want you to go online, buy those tickets, and join us for a terrific adventure this season.
And consider joining us to actually sing with us.
Wherever Berlin to Bali. Wherever you may be. Eugene, thank you for an amazing season announcement.
Thank you, my friend. I look forward to doing this work together.
Me too. And thank you, everyone who watched tonight. It was great to have hundreds of folks with us. Thank you. We loved all your comments. Thank you for keeping with us and sharing your ideas and your enthusiasm, feedback, and questions. And we look forward to seeing you very soon. Take care.